Today, as many people have cookouts, play games, toss horseshoes, and play volleyball, it is a time of sorrow and suffering in the United States because of needless gun violence. But this is very minor when you compare it to all that is going on in the world. The starving children, the war raging in Ukraine because of a thoughtless dictator trying to usurp power. When we say dictator, even if a person is elected, when elections are run with fear, they are truly dictators of authoritarian regimes. How is it that the United States thinks its suffering is greater than the rest of the world's suffering? But this does not make the suffering less. It does not make it less painful. It does not make it less real. What you should realize is all over the world is suffering. All of the world experiences suffering continually. It is the plight of humanity. It is the goal of religions in many respects to alleviate this suffering with stories and with hope. Religions tell you there is a better time. There is a new Jerusalem. There is a heaven where there shall be no suffering and tears shall be wiped away. Buddhism tells you that suffering comes from attachment. But when you eliminate that attachment, you do not eliminate the horrible events that cause suffering. You just stop suffering because of the horrible events. The only way you can eliminate the horrible events is to supplant the hatred, the anger in people's hearts with love, with charity, with compassion. Some people have empathy, but they don't have compassion. Some people have the ability to love, but they don't exercise it. And charity is not just about giving money to organizations. Charity is about a way of life, a giving of the self. Charity is a smile when you really do not feel like smiling. Charity is a kind word when you really just are too exhausted to be kind. Charity may be as simple as opening the door for a person who is on crutches or carrying a bag of groceries. Love. Oh, love, when it is talked about, is so misunderstood. Perhaps it is because people think of sex as love. Perhaps it is because people can only see the warm, cuddly feeling of kissing a child on the forehead as love. But love is something more than any of those kind of things. Love is an everyday, active, outgoing choice to do goodwill for others, to live a life of goodwill for others, even when it is inconvenient for the self. So in this world, we do not offer you some instant panacea for all of the ills. We do not tell you that if you meditate or sing Hare Krishna or say, I believe in Jesus, that your troubles will go away. They won't. This is a testing ground, a trial by fire for humanity. It is the place your spirit, your soul grows. It is an active place of challenge and testing every day. To be born is to come into a world of sorrow and suffering. But it is where you develop character. It is where your spirit grows. And your spirit can grow much faster and easier here in the physical than it can when you leave the physical. That is why the Apostle Paul suggested, even said, you should leave a person who is in error to their errors if they will not turn away from them. Give them the opportunity to turn away, that their karma may be cleansed. But if they will not turn away, allow them to suffer the consequences in this world, so they will not suffer the consequences in the life to come. That may seem pretty harsh, but it is much like saying, correct a little child when they do wrong, so when they are an adult, they will be able to live a full and productive life. So what has caused many of the bad things that are currently happening? These things, the causes of much of the suffering, are created by hatred, ignorance, greed. And when these are in the heart, they impact all of an individual's life. Hatred cannot be compartmentalized. But the good news, the really good news, is that if you love, love cannot be compartmentalized. So if you have hatred in your life, it will eat you from the inside out, and it will permeate all of your actions. And if you plant the seed of love in your life and it truly begins to grow, it will seep into all of your life and permeate all of your actions and all of your thoughts. When you plant a garden with flowers or vegetables, beautiful things or helpful things, you must be cognizant of weeds. And when you plant love in your being, you must be cognizant of hate. And just as you would remove a weed from your garden, you must remove hatred from your soul, thought by thought, seed by seed, plant by plant. We leave you with blessings and with peace. Peace be with each of you.